I am working as an engineer in Hydrostadium, and I did all the mechanical design of our wave solution. So yeah, I will try to introduce like the company we are, Hydrostadium. I think the people from the area here know us because we did the whitewater courses, I think something like 20 years ago. I know it's a river surfing meeting, but I cannot do the presentation without speaking a little bit about our R&D and our pump product, if I can say that, which is Hydrostadium and WaveDock. But I will go quick over this product and go more into the gravity river wave, which is the subject here. And I will finish on the Epinal project. It's one of the biggest projects we did in France 2 years ago. We did the commissioning last year. So Hydrostadium, it's a quite big company, part of EDF Group, which is the main electricity supplier in France. The company did whitewater courses since 1991, and we did in Europe almost 30 whitewater courses. But then the company took a big turn into hydropower plant. And we are now quite big, almost 200 employees working on power plants. But the first activity which comes from the river is still here. We still do whitewater courses, and since 2016 we are doing artificial river wave or river wave. We have plenty of skill, mechanical, civil engineering, hydraulics, electricity, robotics, and we have one super important thing, which is the lab. Inside the headquarters, we have a big hydraulic lab where we can build models to be sure that the design we do are good, are working well. So here's, for example, it's Tassen River, where we do the design for the whitewater. It's a power plant, and it's a Cesson-Sévigné whitewater courses. So in 2016, when we started working on the wave project, the idea was simple, was to use all the experience we have in hydraulic to create and optimize what we can find on the river. And like we chose 3 main guidelines, which were for the pumps machine, the energy saving. We are under 300 kilowatts for 10-meter wide wave. The wave modulation, which is really important to fit all surfers, to have something adaptable. And yeah, the wave quality. We all want to have a glassy wave. It's like here, it's super smooth and it's super good to surf. And from this R&D, we developed 3 products. The first one was the indoor pool. We opened the first pool in Lyon. It's a 10-meter wide wave. It's quite an optimized structure with a small footprint, small energy consumption, small amount of water. And yeah, for sure it's with pumps, but it's just super fun for the kids, for everybody to enjoy surf when we are not lucky enough to have river. A lot of patents about the structure, mainly around the pumps, to create something super glassy, super efficiency on small space. And then we have the floating machine. It's exactly the same design, but instead of a pool, we put the machine between 2 big floaters, and we use a lake, big river, sea, whatever you want, as a water sink. And we have one wave running in Grenoble, which is only 8 meters, but it's quite nice. And here it's becoming closer to river surfing because we are outside, we are on the lake, we have to paddle a little bit, so yeah, it's good. And then from these 2 products, we did river wave. And like we took all the knowledge we heard from the design of Hydrostadium and WaveDock, and we put it into the river design. But like WaveDock and Hydrostadium are almost catalog product. We can do a small change, but river wave, it's really different, and it's really a design we adapt for each project. And like when we start working on a project, we we just take the constraint, the budget, the river flow, and we try to do the best with what we have. And the project goes for only a few thousand euros like we did in Metz. It was like 5,000 euros just to build a wood wave to show the city that it's possible to do a wave in the city. Or like in Alsi, it's a little bit bigger budget. We are talking about 30K to build the wave, but it's an association, and we just give the design to the association, and we did the construction with the members. Or we can go big, a few billions, like in Epinal, where we do all the river with concrete and everything. So yeah, there's not only one solution. We just take the project, we work with the guys, and we adapt, and we talk together what we want. And we try to do the best, for sure. So for each project, there is 4 main steps. The first one is preliminary studies. It's an iterative process, a lot of discussion with the member, the crew of the project, with the authorization. Due to our background on hydropower plants, we have a lot of link and knowledge with the governmental authorities. So we help a lot the customer to work on this. We do hydraulic measurement on site, which is really important to know the flow, to know the water level, to be sure that the wave will work. We do economic studies, budget construction, in order to help the customer. And then with all this data, we choose one solution, and then we go further into the study, and we do all the drawing and all the construction and planning which are necessary to have the final go from the authorization. And from here, we do all the paper for the company which will build. And then we do the commissioning, the most funny part for sure. When it's necessary, we do a step with the lab, we do the model, but not every time, because now we have a lot of knowledge, and when it's simple, we don't need, but when it's tricky, with turn, with limit water level or limit water flow, we pass by the lab to be sure it will work. So Epinal project, it's a project started in 2018. 2 years of studies. For once, it was quite quick, and 1 year of construction. So we are in a city northeast of France with the Metz River. And this project is really interesting, really interesting for us because it's a mix of different activities we can give, we can propose. And it was one way to be sure that it will be successful, because we bring with us surfers, canoe club, but also firefighters, rescue team, because we did inside the course some training activities for the firefighters. So we have the wave module, the white waters, and a few activities I will show you. Yeah, it's mainly conventional whitewater courses. One of the first Hydrostadium patents was the OmniFloat. It's the plastic plug you can put into the river, and with this we can handle the shape of the river, the water level, and everything. It's funny because you have OmniFlow here. I think they are super old, but it's funny to see they are still here. And we have the rescue team center. We have the picture is not super clear, but it's like the rescue team can train to go inside the river for the flooding to rescue people. And it was interesting for us because they bring almost a third of the budget to build the project, the firefighters. And yeah, this budget was missing. And at the end, it's not a lot we add to the river, and it's not a third of the price, but they pay a third of the river. Not super clear, but you understand, I think. Like, yeah, bringing more people into the project, it's one way to be sure it will be successful, for sure. And then we have the surf module. It's an 8 meter wide surf module. It's a adaptable wave shape. Because it's inside the whitewater course, we need something which can disappear when it's only canoe. So it's a kind of gate which rise up when we want to surf or go down when it's only for canoes. For this project, we did a small hydraulic model, and then yeah, that's it. It's now good to surf, and we are super happy with the results. Just a few more pictures of last week when we went surfing on the wave. So yeah, we have the wave. Thanks. I will be happy to answer.
Before we continue with this question moderated by Ultra,
yeah.
I think some of you might have some questions to Laurent and his presentation. So I will give you the mic.
Yeah, sure.
I can also start.
Yeah.
Okay. So this the last project, the Epinal project. It doesn't look like the river is flowing really fast. So does it really just use any electricity, or is it just?
Yeah, here we didn't have a natural drop at the entrance of the river, so we use pumps to rise up water on the first pool, and there it's a river. Yeah.
How much electricity?
Here it's a lot because we have almost 5 meter drop because it's Olympic whitewater courses with a big flow for the Olympics. So we are around 800 kilowatts when the machine is running full speed. But it's good because we did a bypass here. So we can do both activities at the same time, the canoe or the surf. But yeah, here we have pumps, but for sure we prefer to have a natural river drop, a dam or something like that, and we can do exactly the same project without the pumps. It really depends on what the river can give us. We are working on the same one project which is almost the same with all the same activities, but without the pumps in the southwest of France for the moment.
So you can operate this side by side. That's what you said, yeah?
Yeah. It was because the project started by the canoe club in Epinal, which is one of the biggest canoe club in France, and yeah, they had budget from the Olympics for 2024, even if it will not be the official center. They were able to grab budget for a training center and like budget from the government. So the canoe activity was the main purpose, and they asked us to be able to keep doing canoe even when we surf.
But I mean, this is what I mean. When you are surfing, you cannot run it when the canoes are going.
The canoe goes there.
But they have a side pass.
Yeah, the side pass here, and we surf here. Yeah, sometimes the canoe goes here, and yeah, but it's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. On one side you've shown this floating pool.
Yeah.
What's the water depth that you need for that?
For the pool, we need. It's the same one for the pool or for the floating machine. We have 4 meters.
4 meters.
Yeah. I don't know if you see on the picture, but it's like a big iceberg. You have 3/4 of the machine underwater. So 4 meters. No, you don't see it, but yeah, we need 4 meters.
And is it possible to reduce that depth?
No. No, because all the structure is 4 meter high, almost 3 meter 80, and yeah, it cannot be smaller.
Okay.
I also have a question. You showed the kayak position in the one way, so that the kayak can just go through when the wave is down.
Yeah.
And we see many projects where there's a wave for surfing, and then there's another area for kayaking.
Yeah.
Do you have any experience, or is it basically impossible to combine a surfing wave for use for kayaks as well?
Yeah, it's definitely possible, but the thing, canoe love to have super deep water for doing flips with the canoe, and usually we do not have enough water to do a wave which is very good for canoe and surf, because like surfing we prefer to have a high wave, wide wave, but with only maybe 50 centimeters on the bottom, it's enough for us. But canoe prefer to have something smaller, but with 1 meter, 1 meter 50, like that they can do flip with the canoe. So here in Epinal they surf a little bit, but it's just surfing and they cannot do all the tricks they like to do. So yeah, it's quite tricky to do a suitable wave for both activities.
It's better to separate.
Yeah, sure. It's not the same design at the end, not the same purpose.
Actually, there is one in like 40 kilometers far away from here.
Yeah.
There is a Rovnice nad Labem.
Yeah.
Where is a river south wave and also wave for canoe.
Yeah. If we have no water flow constraint, like if we have as much water as we want, we can do a wave for both, because like on some river surfing we have 1 meter water on the bottom. It's just super good for us, but yeah, it's just depend on the flow, and usually we do not have enough flow to do the good wave for both. But like here, without flow restriction, I think you have enough water, you can build a big wave with a lot of water.
That's exactly the
Yeah.
point of the second wave.
Yeah.
Can I have a question? Or?
Yeah.
I have a very good point with the connection of the financing with the rescue center.
Yeah, it was.
I already received this advice that if you connect it with the state security topics, then it might be like a nice source of money. Some courses here in Czech Republic, they receive quite nice money from trainings of army, firemen and policemen who do like rafting sessions, rescuing sessions and so on. And if you could elaborate more, how did you get in,
Like in France, 5 years ago, we had a big flooding in Paris, and like all the politicals say, oh, okay, we have flooding, global warming, water rising everywhere, and all our firefighters are not trained for this. And we had trouble to rescue people because firefighters didn't have a training center. So yeah, we get into connection, and they say to them, okay, due to this, the government was okay to give budget. So we say, okay, you want a training center, what do you want? And yeah, we keep them into the project from the beginning, and yeah, they just give us what they want, and it was good because we raised, it was almost 2 million from the firefighters. And now it's the main training center in France for them, because yeah.
I mean, this is a very, very good point, actually. I mean, like also for this cookbook stuff, like combining all the stakeholders. I mean, the idea of combining the canoe sports, but I can confirm from Nuremberg as well. We have a big interest within the firefighter group and also Water Watch. They come and train at our wave, so it's not specially designed, but still they get like a controlled environment where they can train into currents and everything, and like they always ask us, and we already like organized a lot of sessions with them. So like the idea of like integrating them beforehand in such a project, I might say is a really good idea. Yeah.
And yeah, because they are linked to the political, it's also a good advantage to have the paper for the good of the project.
Has some of you experienced with integrating some other discipline or elements to the project besides the rescue, canoe?
In Annecy, Charles bring the fisherman into the project, and it was a good help also because fishermen in France have a lot of power on the river, so it's good to have them from the beginning into the project instead of against us.
What we try to do with them is we organize cleaning of the river first, and also then we had a discussion about, okay, if we're here as a river surfer, what could we bring to you guys for fishermen? And we said, okay, we're going to make, now there's a fishing, it's a fishing space, so they add trout inside, and the rule is when the surfers are here, it's forbidden to fish. And we help to have a protection place for fish. So what we did also, we took time to do a study about the impact that could have a wave on the fishes. So before the construction, we came with electric fishermen to take out all the fish, count measurements, and we did this for 3 years. And so now, if you want, we'll be able to share you a study. It's expensive. It's 10,000 euros.
Yeah, that was cheap. Do you recommend the beer for us? We do the same, it's much more expensive.
So now we do have this study, and we can prove that the river wave does not have any impacts on fish. So
for sure, the fish will be a big part of the project. And like in the project we have in Bessac, we were thinking that the river will be a fish pass, but the guy said, okay, it's good, but for the really small fish, maybe the current is too strong, so you need to build a fish pass, conventional fish pass next to the project. So, yeah, the fish is one of the big problems we have to handle.
But in fact, isn't it like the wave actually creates, at least locally, a real considerable improvement of the oxygen in the water, which improves the
yeah, for sure. We are all convinced that the wave is good for, at least not bad for the environment. It's only.
But we didn't do the study of the chemical stuff
But
yet.
all these people,
especially and also in temperature. I'm sure you could show that by oxygen, the degree of water is probably lower than before. And if you prove this, yeah.
But all these people are not always rational. Like in France, there are rules, and they follow the rules. And even if you have all the good arguments, they say, okay, no, the speed has to be lower than this speed. And if it's not, even if there is no fish, you have to follow the rules.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of like symbiotic ideas, like I agree with you, like it's mainly political. If you talk to some environmental and fishermen group, it's very difficult. So we do the studies as well, but we are demanded to do this. And we build some fish shelters. So I mean, connecting to the local fishing community, it's a good idea. But like on the level you do the planning, it's more like a political thing. So I agree, it's very difficult. But in terms of symbiotic groups, if you have a local like canoeing or kayak community, what we did was building like some special entry and exit points for them. So this is also like a very like cheap thing you can have. We can get some credits in this community. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in general it's very important to think about the ecology and beforehand when you think about money as well, because like for European law, everywhere has to be rebuilt. There's no possibility for fish to travel. Yeah. So, and this is always very cost intensive, and if there's already a construction site, then maybe you get the chance to just build the wave next to it.